Supporters of President Trump heckled Senator Mitt Romney of Utah while he was traveling to Washington ahead of a joint session of Congress on Wednesday to certify the election victory of President-elect Joseph R. Biden Jr., according to video shared online. Mr. Romney is part of the majority of Republican senators who have rejected efforts to overturn the election, a push that recently turned to the joint session of Congress to certify Electoral College results, a typically ceremonial affair. Supporters of Mr. Trump traveled to Washington to attend protests on his behalf on Wednesday, even though the president's baseless claims of fraud have been rejected by judges across the ideological spectrum, Republican and Democratic state election authorities, and even by Mr. Trump's own Attorney General. In one video that went viral on Tuesday, a person filming with a phone approached Mr. Romney, sitting in the Salt Lake City airport, and asked him why he had not supported Mr. Trump in the election or in his claims of election fraud. "You were voted in as a conservative to represent the conservative constituents," the person said. Mr. Romney responded, "We have a constitution, the constitutional process is clear and I'll follow the Constitution. And I'll explain all that when we meet in Congress this week." As the senator left his seat, the person and a man, also filming with a phone, followed him. "Trump was a juggernaut, your legacy is nothing," a man can be heard saying. "I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't even voted in legally," the first person said. "You're a joke, absolute joke, it's a disgusting shame." In another video, passengers on a crowded plane can be heard chanting, "Traitor, traitor, traitor." One person called for Mr. Romney to resign, adding, "Mitt Romney, you don't listen to your constituents." Mr. Romney did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Only about a dozen Republican senators indicated this week that they plan to object to certifying the election results. Mr. Romney has been outspoken in condemning those efforts, and has said that the president had exhausted his legal challenges in battleground states and had resorted to trying to defy the will of the voters. Having failed to make even a plausible case of widespread fraud or conspiracy before any court of law, the president has now resorted to overt pressure on state and local officials to subvert the will of the people and overturn the election, Mr. Romney tweeted in November. "It is difficult to imagine a worse, more undemocratic action by a sitting American president." In a statement on Sunday, he called the efforts by the faction of Republicans in Congress an egregious ploy that dangerously threatens our democratic republic. He continued, adding to this ill-conceived endeavor by some in Congress as the president's call for his supporters to come to the Capitol on the day when this matter is to be debated and decided.